So, starting this trick off, I will show the spectator. I actually have the ace of clubs here. So the spectator can actually examine the ace of clubs here and make sure it's a totally normal card. Once they're done with that, I would instruct them to go ahead and hold the card like this. So let's pretend we hold the card underneath the card box. So this is the spectator's hand. So I would show them, if you have the ace of clubs, that means I have the ace of spades. So all I'm going to do is switch these out. Now, you can look at your card one more time and make sure it's the ace of clubs. But after this, you can't look at it anymore. So they will turn it over and see it's the ace of clubs. So I will show them. I'm going to take the spade, go right under, and take your club. Now you can't look at your spade anymore. So let's say they actually put their hands into a sandwich. So I would ask them, now if you have the ace of spades and I have the ace of clubs, where is the ace of clubs? Now they would say it's on top. I would say, where's your spade? They would say on the bottom. I would say, what if I could switch them completely? They would say, well, that would be impossible. I would say, well, go ahead and go ahead and turn over your hand. And they see they have the 2 red queens. Okay, so this is actually David Blaine's 2-card Monte. So the deck I am using is the Autism Speaks deck. So I'll leave a review down below for it if you want to check it out. But essentially, you can use any pair of cards. But if you're going to do 2-card Monte, you want to use these cards. So I have the 2 black aces and the 2 red queens. And all I do is I set up so the 2 red queens are in between the 2 black aces. So just like this. So whatever pair of cards you use, make sure in the middle they're contrasting colors. And you place that pair together. Then on the outside is the 2 other pairs. Because in the end, they're going to get the queens. So make sure you also figure that out. After you've done this, you can place them right on top of the deck here. And credit also goes to Rise Magic. So I'll leave their channel down below in their video. So starting off, you can really do whatever pattern you want about 2-card Monte. But you can show them. We have the ace of spades. And you have them hold it in their hand like this. So let's pretend they hold it right here. And the box will be their hand. While they are looking at this card, you ask them, or you tell them, go ahead and make sure it's normal. All you do is you catch a break below the top 3 cards to show them the ace of clubs. So you can either riffle up. So you have 1, 2, 3. Or you can 1, 2, 3. You can pinky count. Either way you want to, make sure you catch a break. So what I do is I usually turn around and I just go 1, 2, 3 in my head. And then I get my pinky under there. So once they're done examining the card, have them turn it face down and hold it like this. So we're just going to leave it there. Pretend the spectator's holding it. Now you're going to do a triple lift. So it's like a double lift, but instead of 2 cards, it's 3 cards. So you can come to your break and turn it over and show, I have the ace of clubs. You're going to turn it over and take what they think is the ace of clubs. You know it's one of your queens. So you say, now, I'm going to switch out the cards to give you a little demonstration of what's going to happen. But when I do this, you can't look at the spade in your hand. So if you want to, look at it one more time and make sure it's your spade. So they can look and see, and once they're satisfied, say yes, and you can tell them, are you sure? You can't look at it again. They'll say, yes, I'm sure. Say, okay. Now all you're going to do is just take this queen, they think it's the club, go right under and take back your spade. Now you want to make sure they don't turn over their hand, so you can hold their wrist. You can look them in the eye. You can do whatever you want. Just make sure they don't turn over this card. You say, now, I have your spade. You have my club. So, where should the spade be? And they'll say, in your hand. And while you're asking them this question, you're just going to be doing a top change. So I'm not going to go in depth about it. But essentially, all you can do is tilt your hand down. All you're doing is pushing over the top card, coming over with this card, pinching it underneath your thumb, and taking out this card with your hand tilted down. So you can say, now, where should the spade be? So if you look up top change tutorial, there should be plenty of videos on it. But essentially, once you've done that, you're all set. You can do whatever you want and say, well, actually, I'm going to switch the two cards. If you turn over your hand, you have the two red queens. So that's all there is to it. For these quick tricks, I'll go over them one more time. But I'm not going to go in depth about it. So, you have your ace of clubs, and they hold it in their hand. While they're examining the ace of clubs, you get a break underneath 3 cards. You turn over, and you show the ace of spades. And you say, now, all I'm going to do is take the spade, put it underneath the club, and bring it back. Now you have the club. So you say, okay, now if the club is on top and the spade is in your hand, the club should be on top, right? And they will say yes. You just do your top change. You can build this up however you want. If you want, you could probably cut these 2 cards into the middle. It doesn't matter. But once they turn over their hand, they have the 2 red queens. So, that is the trick called 2-Card Monte by David Blaine. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you next time. Bye.